Well, we're waiting. Don't have a watch on. We wait and we wait for the announcement from Mauricio Pochettino. And I've been the very patient one. I've sat here. It's okay. We can take our time. But my patience is running thin. And I believe, I'm recording this on a Monday night, that the fact that I'm recording this will stimulate Pochettino to be announced sooner than later, making this video null and void, because I will be talking about the wait. What's holding things up? What can we expect? Is there some smoke and mirrors or something that could make this incredible deal of Mauricio Pochettino coming to be the head coach, the manager of the U.S. men's national team, fall apart? We will break it down here. Briefly, a mini Soccer OG. A reminder to check out the Soccer OG podcast, where all podcasts are available. Like and subscribe us. Hit that button. Join the Soccer OG family so we can continue to provide you the very best way. It is summer, and I live here in Redondo Beach, California, so dressing down a little bit because it's warm. It's warm, so we're enjoying the summer months. I hope you're enjoying your summer months. I'm sure we're all dealing with some soccer fatigue, so I don't need to sit here and wait anymore. And I can't believe we're going to get some USA games in September, so something to look forward to. As you know, the reason the Mauricio Pochettino news is taking so long is the Chelsea buyout, the severance package, and it is taking too long. We have heard for so long that Chelsea are happy. The internal people are happy about Mauricio Pochettino. We've heard Mauricio Pochettino is excited about this job. Everything seems perfect. So why are we dragging the feet? Is the severance package that important for Mauricio Pochettino? Is money that important? Because the reality is, if money was important, he wouldn't be taking the USA job. He could be taking a job in the top 5-6 clubs in England or Spain or something, where he could make probably, I wouldn't say twice as much, because I don't know what he's going to make for the U.S. team. I'm guessing $5 million a year. Let's say $5 million a year, which sounds great. But he could certainly be making, I think, 8, 9, somewhere in the market, maybe more. I don't think that much. The reality is Mauricio Pochettino's days as a manager that can draw that kind of money is probably closed. Certainly by taking this job, that will end it. And again, that happens to everyone. And there's no shame in that. Making $12, $14, $15 million. What Pep makes? Pep makes like $20 million. That's for a very select few. The fact that Mauricio Pochettino was in that company is a testament to the level of coach he is. But firstly, not to get ahead of myself, the holdup is with the Chelsea severance package. I thought maybe a week would be enough, but it drags on. And that gives me pause on what is happening with all of this. And I don't like it. I also feel like, Mauricio Pochettino is an amazing hire. And he has my unequivocal support. But there is a lot of skeletons in his recent coaching closet. The Chelsea relationship didn't go well. The PSG relationship didn't go well. And I told you in the last video, I think that's a big reason why he wants this fresh start, to get away from all of that. It must be overwhelming. Look at Jurgen Klopp. People can't really hold up in that environment. It is so demanding. It is a 20-hour... there's not enough hours in the day to be a big-time football manager as is. You're going to put yourself in an early grave. Jurgen Klopp knew that. So we move forward. But I don't like the fact that there's a lot of this. And the good news is that made Mauricio Pochettino available. But I don't want that coming over. I don't want to coach with this baggage. I do. Let me rephrase that. I don't like the baggage. So, we haven't said that before, but I don't like the baggage. And I don't know how that changes his approach in taking this job. But we are going to assume we're going to hear some news here quickly, soon. Hopefully Tuesday morning. Otherwise, you watch this video, and this video is not going to have a lot of legs. I can assure you that the Mauricio Pochettino news will be coming. Felipe Cardenas making a report that they are very close to finalizing the deal. Talks on, and everyone remains positive. Great. He also said that the commercial partners, which could raise Mauricio Pochettino's salary significantly, will not be involved. Okay. But that they are very happy and excited about this a potential appointment. So we're hearing all of that, and we now move to this next possibility where there's also reports that he could be on the sidelines or involved in those September friendlies against Canada and New Zealand. And as we're here in the final days of August, I don't think there's any, obviously, if he is the man in charge, get in there as soon as possible. Hopefully he's doing, I imagine he's doing work now, watching tape, getting familiar with the players. Mikey Varas will probably be in charge. Mikey Varas, I don't think, is going to be part of a Pochettino staff. That's an interesting, because this is what we're talking about. And I guess it plays to the bigger role of how long will Pochettino be here. I would like him to stay here longer than 2026, regardless of what happens at the World Cup, because it's Mauricio Pochettino, and 2 years, less than 2 years, isn't a long time. But I think it's going to be very quick. There's going to be an integration. So as soon as the signature is on paper, he comes in, and he should be there on the sidelines for Canada and New Zealand. But what about his staff? I imagine he brings the staff that he had that was with him at the previous European destinations, at least those that are not affiliated with a European club. Will he have some American know-how? I don't know. I would like to think he has someone there. At least he probably will have advisors, but someone physically on the staff, like a Tab Ramos or a BJ Callahan type. I don't know if he wants to do it. Knowing what I know about Mauricio Pochettino, he wants to do it his way, and that is a positive. But it could be a dangerous path to take, because we are who we are. There are those idiosyncrasies and things about American soccer that you need to know a little bit about opponents, this, that, and the other. You can't just play football, here we go. It's not going to work that way. So I believe we're looking at 2026, that he is going to hit the ground running, and it might be with that finish line after the World Cup in 2026. My dream thing is that Mauricio Pochettino finishes there, maybe goes another cycle, if not comes into the United States and finds a home here and becomes a huge asset for the national team or Major League Soccer or what have you, oversees things. I want him to be a man who has a lot of power. Because, if we're going to concede some power, it's Mauricio Pochettino. Will he come in and clean house with the youth teams? This kind of thing. I don't think that is going to happen. I think it's going to be a very minimalistic approach. 2026, let's get a result. I think he will want to kick the tires on Europe again after that. But again, the days of coaching Chelsea or PSG or even Tottenham Hotspur, I think those days are gone. He could still be a very good coach for, the next tier or maybe a middle tier, maybe a romantic position that he likes. But he's not going to be getting $10 million a year. And I think that is a byproduct. This never happens, okay? I think the late, great Sven-Göran Eriksson was the last one to really do it, leaving a top club, which he had in Lazio, and taking over the England national team, which it didn't go great. We just don't see those jumps. And if we do see it, there's really no return point. So these next year and a half will determine what Mauricio Pochettino does. And afterwards, if he is comfortable here and he does a good job, or even if he doesn't do a good job, is this the path he stays, or does he bend back towards coaching in Europe? A lot of questions. I certainly know that. But the big one is to get signed up. And there's the commitment to the national team does mean that the path for his coaching career will change. It just does. So it's a big decision for him. But we hear he's excited. And I think he has to be intrigued by the U.S. game and what is possible. And even though it could be over in 2026, leaving some sort of impression. But he will want to get in quickly, and he is going to see some of the flaws that we have. He might see a talent base that is not what he expected. And right now, players are sounding off on it. And they're all saying what they're supposed to say. Christian Pulisic was on with CBS Serie A coverage as they had the whole crew down there with Milan versus Parma, and he goes, "I think it's a good thing." Things like that, and bringing that, but no one's going to step. But Yunus Musa said something to CBS 2. It was a little bit more affirmative and about having someone of this style, but these players don't know what it means for them. Christian Pulisic's position is set. But as he puts together his first roster, and if he gets appointed this week, and he'd have to be appointed this week to really have any, I think it would be ridiculous for Mauricio Pochettino to take the job, say, September 2nd, and say, all right, I'm picking this squad and we're going from there. I think he wouldn't do that. You don't want to force the issue. You got to give yourself some time. And he can still make those games, but he has to sign this week. And then he will see what players he really has, which I hope he is still doing. I mean, I don't know if there's a tampering thing or anything, but I'm sure he's looking at the roster. He's going to see a roster that there are a lot of question marks. Even Christian Pulisic, playing well, not great, playing in different position for Milan. But Milan are, out of the gates with they got the point in their opening match, but not looking great. Lots of players not playing a feature role, from Gio Reyna, which is a big one because he's going to want to put him in there, but he's got to be playing. Doesn't have our goalkeeper situation is dire. I mean, Matt Turner has to be coming back to Major League Soccer. There's no work for him in Europe, it would appear. He's like a third stringer at Nottingham Forest. So he is our best keeper. Ethan Horvath making howlers. There is just, the best option to me would reside in MLS, whether it's Patrick Schulte or potentially Zach Steffen. So that's a big question mark. Center back is a big question mark. Chris Richards is playing for Crystal Palace. Chris Richards' deficiencies at the national team remain. Tim Ream is a year older. He's now going to be in Major League Soccer. Who's after that? He is going to look and go, no es bueno, no es muy bueno. ¿Qué clase de personaje este grupo? So he will be a bit concerned with that for sure. And then, there's some good stories like Josh Sargent and Haji Wright playing in the championship. We talked about Pochettino, where will he be based? Maybe London's a good spot. I think he said Barcelona, but maybe London, so you can see all these players in the English championship that are playing so well. Not so many in the Premier League. It is Luca de la Torre is disappeared for Celta. Johnny Cardoso, okay, Real Betis. Weston McKennie signed with Juventus. That's good news. We have to see him get integrated here with the club still. Tim Weah on and off. Neither really, I don't know how featured they're going to be for Juventus. But, by and large, it's not superb. And that based off on what happened at the Copa America, I think it's going to require a few more weeks for him to find a working group than he would imagine. And he's got to go through those processes of interview. He's not meeting these players yet. We know that much. He's not. That he's not allowed to do. So that is going to come. And you don't want it to be there. You want him to be there for those friendlies, but in an introductory role, not so much in a position where he is calling shots. And he knows that. He knows about this managerial game a lot more than I do. I'll leave it at that. Hopefully the next video is me saying he is signed up. What can we expect? But we had to do one to bridge the gap because we're all worried. Let's get it done, U.S. Soccer. Let's get it done. Everything sounds like they want to get it done. What's Chelsea? Get out of the way. Or maybe it's Pochettino's in the way. I don't know. I'd like to be a fly on the wall. Soccer OG. Check out the Soccer OG podcast where all podcasts are available. Like and subscribe us here. We'll be back, I think, sooner than later.